Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda, aka Biker Girl Mandy. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and watching my videos. So today we are going to go through what process I used and what it took to turn my helmet from this, and I'll put a picture here, into this beauty. So this is the Bell MX9 helmet. I'll flip that up so you can kind of see. And I bought this helmet with the intention of painting it. So I got this helmet on super sale from Cycle Gear. It was $149.99 for this specific color, and I'll put it back here again. The thing I really liked about this helmet, and the reason I bought it, even though I hated the color, was because it has MIPS, which is really good. It's ECE 2205 and DOT certified. It also is an adventure helmet. If you know anything about my riding journey or anything like that, I do like dual sport riding as well. And it's also super nice for street riding to have that visor, which I don't have on here now, but I could put pictures here with it fully done with the visor. It's really nice, especially canyon riding, to have that type of a visor, because what happens is it keeps the sun out of your face. But yeah, this is my first time ever doing something like this. I've never painted anything before. So this was definitely an experience. So I want to kind of go through step by step what I did. I did film some video footage, but I don't have like the full process completely recorded. So I'm just going to talk through it. And if I have clips, I'll kind of throw them here. So if you see clips, throw it up there. That's what I'm going to go talk through. But the first process that you're going to do is taking off all of the accessories. So everything that you can take off of this helmet, take off. So what I did, like I took off the visor. I actually took this piece off as well. Any of like the cardo, anything like that, you're going to take off of this helmet. So that's going to be your first step, is stripping off anything that is easily removable from your helmet. I also took all of like the interior, like all this interior padding came off as well. So I took all of that out. What I did that made this super easier, this process a lot easier, is I actually bought from Walmart a like mannequin head, and I wrapped it in like a plastic bag and shoved it in my helmet. And that like makes it a lot easier for when you're spray painting it and everything. So it's kind of easier, so you're not holding the helmet or having it sit on something. The next step you guys are going to need to do is going to be masking. This is going to be your most important step in the whole process, because if you get like in these vents, if you get any spray paint directly in here, which I did use spray paint, that's going to melt your foam. So you really need to be careful when you're prepping this. So like your prep is your most important step. So I masked everything off. I really took my time and masked off all the vents. What I did is I did shove like in the hole here, I put the mannequin head, and then I kind of taped, like I did the initial tape on this bottom little strip. If you can see this bottom little strip here. So I did the initial masking here, but then I went across, and then I kind of attached it to the mannequin head to make sure that nothing went inside of the helmet or in here. And then I also masked off all of this plastic part and fully enclosed where this visor would be. So all of this got masked off. I think I should have some pictures, but also the pictures, you can see the masking job. So that's step number one I did. Definitely take your time with it. Make sure everything is covered. Make sure you don't miss a single area, because like I said, if you do get any kind of spray paint inside of the helmet on that foam, it's going to melt it, and that messes with the integrity and the protection of your helmet. So definitely the most important step. So the next most important step that you're going to do is going to be the sanding of your helmet. So once it's all masked off, I put it on. I have like a tripod, so if you have anything that you can kind of set that mannequin head or your helmet on, that's fine. The next part is you sand it. And so I wiped it down with alcohol first. and then I wore gloves. So you want to make sure that this whole process, you're not getting any oils transferring onto your helmet, because that's going to come through on your paint job. So I really sanded it down. I used a finer grit. I didn't use like 1,000, but I used a way finer grit. I want to say it was maybe 800 grit sandpaper. And you want to make sure that there's no shine at all. So you're taking the full shine off, but you don't want to go too deep. So especially like on areas where you have like these ridges, you need to be careful because it's going to try and knock down a little bit too much. I have a video here that kind of shows an example of how it looks like when it's fully sanded, but you really want this thing to be super matte, no shininess, because it's going to help your paint job adhere to the helmet. After I did my sanding, I did another wipe with alcohol. You're going to use a lot of alcohol in this process. So I did another wipe with alcohol, and then I went in with a primer because this was such a dark colored helmet and I was going with such a light color. I went in with just a Rust-Oleum, and I'll put like a little picture here so you can see, white primer. So I white primered the whole thing, and then I let that dry for a little bit. You can go ahead and sand down that, but I didn't really have too many imperfections, so I honestly didn't sand that down at all. And then I went through with just my plain pink colored spray paint. So I'll put a picture here so you know what it is, and I'll, obviously you'll see some videos of what I'm doing this whole process. So then I went through and I did my pink spray paint. So I would say probably like 3 coats. You kind of can tell when you get a nice coverage of everything. One thing I had to kind of learn is like you really need to like kind of go in sections. So don't kind of bob around everything. Do like nice even strokes through all this, and then you can turn it, and then you can spray the back, and then kind of go around and do the same process. And make sure to let it dry in between coats. Don't go too close, because if you go close, you might have some issues with running. I live in the mountains in like really cold climates, so I did have issues where my spray cans were a little bit cold. In that kind of a situation, what I did is I just plopped it in some warm water, the whole can, and let it warm up or get a little warm. And then in between coats, I would throw it in that warm water to keep that spray can warm. And definitely make sure you mix it really good. So make sure you're really shaking that can. For my helmet, you don't need to do this, but I really wanted I don't know if you guys can even see if it's gonna do it justice, but that is not orange peel. I wanted all the sparkles. So not sure if it's coming through on camera. But I wanted super pearly, sparkly pink, super curly. So what I got was, I have an air compressor at home. So not everyone's going to have this. You don't have to do this step. But I have an air compressor at home, and I got a spray gun. And then what I did is I got like a 2K, which is it's a clear coat. It's a automotive grade clear coat, and I can put that there, and I'll put links down below for everything I use too, just so you can kind of see what you're looking at. But I got an automotive grade clear coat, and then I also got this these sparkles off of Amazon as well that you mix in the clear coat. The clear coat does come in a spray can, so I kind of punctured a hole and then put it inside of my spray gun, which was definitely an experience. You really need to make sure you wear a respirator because it's super bad for you. But I actually let the helmet dry for 24 hours, so a full 24 hours before I did my clear coat. And then I actually did a little bit of sanding just to make sure I didn't have any super rough spots that my clear coat with the sparkles was going to cling to. So anytime you're doing this kind of sanding, you want to do a wet sand. So I did wet with 1,000 grit and just kind of lightly sanded over those spots, because I did have one area, because the can was cold, it kind of dripped. But not too terrible. So I put the clear coat and some of the sparkles inside of the spray gun. It was really a fun experience. And so I went through and sprayed everything. Once again, you do need to make sure that you're rubbing this down with alcohol before each step. So rub it down with alcohol, but I sprayed it down. I did about 4 coats of the clear on my helmet. And then I also cleared, like I did the sparkle clear on this guy and on like that little piece there. So everything got a little sparkle clear on it. And then from there, you just let it dry for another full 24 hours. Try not to touch it, put it in a place where it's not gonna get bugs and it's not gonna get any kind of like dust and debris in it, because it is still going to be tacky for a while. I actually waited until it was firm enough. It's kind of hard to explain, but after probably like a couple hours, you can feel like it's hardening or it's hard, but it's not, it's still tacky. And that's when I went ahead and took out all of my masking. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. Like I said, this is my first time trying something like this. But I took out all my masking just because I thought, if it's going to stick in any places, when it's dry, it's going to probably peel like big chunks up. And so I waited till you could touch it and it wouldn't be super sticky, but it kind of had like a little tackiness to it. So I took off all the masking, let it fully dry before I put my visor on or even tried to wear it. And just keep it in a nice spot for about 24 hours. But yeah, it was a super easy process. I honestly was pretty scared of like doing this because I didn't want to freaking mess up my brand new helmet. But I'm so glad I did. It definitely gives me Pink Power Ranger vibes. She's super cute. But yeah, it's not the cleanest job. Like I said, first time doing it, you'll see I didn't mask it super well. There's a couple spots where it's not perfect. But definitely I feel like this is super doable for anyone. I think that using the 2K automotive clear coat really helped with the shine and the look of this. And what I think is cool is you can get those glitter powders in like holographic. You can get a bunch of different types of effects in them and put them on your helmet and change the look. So all in all, I feel like it came out pretty decent, especially for my first time. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of go through if you or someone has been interested in painting their helmet, changing the color, or you just want to do something fun. Something I've been thinking of is because I put the sky back here for my brake light. But the brake light doesn't really fit very well on this helmet. And so like I have this big lipped guy. I don't know if you can see that. So when I'm on the freeway, that brake light turns into a giant parachute and like literally rips my head back. So I think I might take that brake light off. And then I might put like a decal. So if you have a Cricut or if you have anything that's going to make some kind of like sticker templates, you can honestly put it on top and spray over it and it will make some cool designs too. So that's always an option for you guys. You can honestly run with this and do whatever you want, which I think is really fun. I've gotten a lot of compliments on my helmet just because it is unique and not a lot of people have a pink sparkly Pink Power Ranger helmet. But yeah, so I just wanted to explain this process a little bit. I know it's a little diverting off of my gear review videos, but I kind of wanted to try and do a little bit mix of things. I think everyone can benefit or, use these tips and techniques. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is also a little bit of a shorter video. But I really appreciate you guys watching. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe wherever the subscribe button is, and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. I do have some affiliate links down low for Copyright, Insta360, and Writer Bag. So if you are in the market for any of those things and you want to support my channel, go ahead and use those affiliate links down below. They are not going to charge you extra. You just I earned a little bit of commission off of it. And then I also have a code for Carpy that's 30% off, and some codes, and they're all down below, where you can get some savings on those things too. But yeah, so if you like this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And I know I'm not the best at explaining this. This is my first time doing it. But honestly, if I could do it, you can do it, because I'm kind of a little, not the best at these kind of things. So yeah, it was a really fun experience. I feel like it makes me love my helmet so much more because I made it my own, and she is very unique and very fun now. So yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. I think my next video is going to go ahead and be, I did some mods on my R3, because I am waiting for women's gear. I've gone through like 2 pairs of pants that I ordered my size or a couple sizes up, and they are still not fitting. So, I'm a little low on gear right now. So I'm still waiting to find some things that fit that I can use for my next gear reviews. But I have done some mods on my R3, like exhaust and putting a navigation system on it and a bunch of other fun things. So I'm going to go ahead and go through my mods, and then also maybe just do a quick review so you can see kind of a review on my R3. I also have a Yamaha Bolt C-Spec that I can test ride. I know that's a bigger bike. And so if you want to see that perspective from if that's a good bike for someone, I would say I'm like a beginner plus at this point. So someone that's a beginner and their perspective on that kind of a bike, please let me know below. I also am trying to get a couple of bikes to review too. So if there's any bikes that you want to see me review, just remember I'm super short, so I can't be riding like Africa Twins because my feet do not touch the ground. I will tumble off those bikes. But if you have anything that's kind of a medium size as far as height, please feel free to throw that in the comments below, and I'll see if I can pick those up on any of the rider share apps and give those reviews too. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and have a great rest of your night. Bye.